Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Hawk. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful Monday. This is the second week of our 2-week challenge, so we're on day 5. Day 4 if you don't count Monday, since that was a welcome day last Monday. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Welcome to everyone in the chat. We've got Akeen, Marie-Julie, Tim, Nushnin, sorry guys, I'm really bad at names, Rosie. Yeah, welcome everyone. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm very excited today because, well, it's bittersweet, I guess. So St. Louis, where I'm from, is officially on lockdown now, so my husband is working from home today, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, let's hop into it. I'm gonna head over to behance.net/challenge/xd. And this, of course, is our homepage where you can find everything related to the Daily Creative Challenge. So let's go ahead and scroll on down and see what today's challenge is. If you're not already registered, go ahead and sign up right there with that big blue button. And of course, you'll get notifications in your Creative Cloud app every day. Let's see, what else? Join our community chat over on Discord. I'll give you that link. This is Discord, so bit.ly/xd Discord. You can hop on over there, join our really awesome community. If you have any questions, you can ask us in the chat. I'll be checking that throughout the stream today or over on Discord. Of course, be sure to watch our daily live show every day at 11:30 Pacific time. And lastly, of course, be sure to share your work on Behance and Discord to get feedback and just share your work. So we have been working very hard. You guys have been sharing lots of your amazing work. I'm going to share some of you guys' work at the end of this stream. I've already got them pulled up from last Friday. So thank you guys all so much for sharing that in Discord. Today, I want you guys to design a random name generator and prototype an experience requiring users to swipe left or right to indicate their preference. So think of this as like a baby name app, and maybe we've got 2 separate parents and they're trying to agree on names. And so they each use this app separately, swiping like left or right. If they see a name they like, then if it matches, then that's great. So it's kind of like anonymously choosing a name together. So that's what we're gonna make today, swiping feature. If you'd like to, you can hit that Get Started button. That will bring you to Dropbox. You can just hit download, direct download, and that will give you a starter file. Like always, I always give you guys a starter file. Looks a little something like this. You won't have the colors or character styles or like any of this stuff because you can create that on your own. What else? If you missed any of the videos last week, you can always rewatch them just by hitting that button. And let's hop into Discord. So if you're not a member, you can click this button and that will bring you to this page. Just create a username. 37,000 of you guys already. That's crazy. Such an awesome community. Just to highlight a few of the different channels. So we've got a bunch of different channels over here. These are a few of the read-only ones. So check the Creative Challenge channel for any like daily prompts. Current challenge to give us your work, whether it's a screenshot like this or a link to your work on Behance or a prototype like this one. I'd love to see your work and give you feedback. And what else? Ask a question if you have any questions and introduce yourself if you're new. So thanks guys for joining. Let's go ahead and hop into our starter file. So welcome everyone in the chat. Yes, life is crazy right now, Noor. I agree with you. But you can always come here for some semblance of normalcy in your life. So just check back here for your live streams. So like I mentioned, we're going to be doing a swiping left and right sort of animation. I did find 2 apps that are kind of similar to what we're going for today. So this one is called Kinder app. And I think they were like doing a play on like Tinder. Like kindergarten, I don't know. Anyway, so I thought this was cute. Got like, you can add a filter if you want, maybe like specific names from a specific region or length or, female or male, something like that. So they have the buttons swiping left and right. and this one called Baby Name App. I thought the colors were really just like cute and friendly. And if you have a match, you get a little hatching egg. That was cute. So the thing I want to note on these two is that they're very minimal. There's not a lot going on. You really focus on just the name. So that is, you know, the main thing that we want to get across in this app, just simplicity and ease of use. So try not to add a bunch of different features, like too much text, since the main thing we're focusing on is just the name. So don't make it too complicated for this one. We've got the resource booklet, of course, here if you want to hop through any of these pages. I've got some, you know, just links to like photos and fonts and such, things that I personally find helpful. And just some tips from me down here. So we're focusing on simplicity of the app. So when designing for ease of use, you want to focus on 1, can they accomplish their task easily the first time they use the app? And 2, how easy and quick is it for users to complete repetitive tasks, so when they come back? So in this case, our repetitive task obviously is the swiping animation, so that works perfectly in this specific case. All right, so I've got a few artboards already pulled up. Yeah, Alberto said, reminds me of Duolingo or Time Hop. It's a good, yeah, the hatching egg. It kind of does remind me of that. Good catch. All right, so I've got a few artboards already set up. I wanted to add a splash screen just like with some kind of vibrant pattern, since in the rest of the screens, we're not going to be having too much going on. So I just wanted to add that kind of contrast for some excitement, sort of. So I've already added a gray background, and if you're just starting, just hit this artboard button over here. You can choose whatever size artboard you want. I usually go for iPhone XS. Usually I choose like whatever's kind of the largest size of mobile. And yeah, so I'm gonna add this rectangle here. Just has a little, need to double click in there, little shadow. And again, keeping this super minimal. So on this, let's go ahead and start adding like the name that we can swipe through. So we'll say like Emily. Make this a lot bigger. We want this to be the main thing we're focusing on, so make it huge. And then maybe pronunciation of the name or something like that. Pronunciation. Only things that would really be super helpful. And I'm just doing like, I don't know what the real pronunciation is, but Emily, something like that. And then let's make this pretty small, and I'll bring the transparency down to like 30%, since I do not want this to be the main focal point of this little app, this little card, excuse me. What else? Let's add maybe the meaning. I think that would be helpful. I can't remember what my name means. It was something just kind of generic, but I think that's a fun thing to know when you're choosing a name. So Emily means kind and loving, something like that. And then for the rest of this, just for the sake of time, I'm going to use the plugin for Lorem Ipsum and fill this in with some placeholder English text. So let's do that. But no one's going to read this whole paragraph, so I'm just going to leave it at like 3 or so lines there. And again, I'm going to make this about 30% to keep the focus on the name itself. And then below that, let's add another way to select yes or no on the name. So I always like to use, I know I've kind of harped on this before, but I always like to give users more than one way to accomplish a task if it's something that's super important. So for instance, you know, if this was like a modal overlay, something that pops up over this, and like it's a notification or something, I always give users maybe a close button and a CTA, call to action, that will close the pop-up, just in case they can't find the close button or something, or they get confused. So we're gonna let them swipe left and right, left and right here and select either one of these. Okay, so I also want to just created this little pattern up here. So just a way to, even though the rest of the screen is going to be kind of not boring, but just simple, I wanted just a way to bring the fun splash screen into this screen as well. So just adding that. And let's add a title on this page. So I'll say like, we're choosing names, choose names, and make it a little bit bigger, but again, not as big as the name. And then I'll just copy and paste this, and we'll give a little description about what you're supposed to do on this page. So a little direction. So just like swipe left or right, or swipe the card left or right. Okay. Maybe it doesn't need a period. And then top right, just to kind of balance it out and also just give the user another place to find their account, I'm going to add this cute little Animoji. This is my own Animoji, like that I made of myself. So I don't know if it really looks like me, but okay. And then at the bottom, let's give them another place to quickly find. This will be like kind of our shortcuts. Oh, this piece of hair. And just already got these picked out just for the sake of time. So let's add these. So this is going to be like our saved, the names that we really love in particular. This one's our main, like swiping through all of the cards. This one maybe can be both of our matches. So like whoever is using this and their partner, and then searching through all of the apps. And this one's a little small. Gonna make this match a bit better. Just so they're all the same size. It's all in the details. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Again, pretty simple. Don't want it to be too busy. So now what I want to do, make sure that everything in your card is grouped because we're going to be doing some auto animate. So I'm just going to select everything and then deselect the back. So that's not selected. And then Command G to group. So now when I move this around, it moves everything at one time. All right. So on this page, in order to be able to show a bunch of cards that are swiping left and right, I need to first think about maybe what like the last card is going to be. I'm just going to do like 4 or so cards. So what I want to do, let's rename this. I'll start from the very bottom of this deck. So this will be like Jane, just some random names. So, and then you just want to copy the whole thing, paste it. So now this is a new one. And we'll say this is like Amy. And then we'll do another one. This is Josh. Make sure I have 3 right now. I do. And one more. So the top one should be whatever is on this first artboard. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. All right. Now, from this screen to the next, we want to copy everything and then paste it all on the next. Actually, this is a little bit. We've got a little bit that is not up to the very top. Okay. Now let's copy all of this, paste it on the next artboard. And I want the cards to not just like swipe left and right, but I also want them to kind of tilt a little bit. So all we have to do is just, let's say we like the name Emily. So we'll bring that to the right. Again, this is just kind of like any of the swiping apps that you've already used before. So just a total swipe. So I'm just going to leave this. It doesn't have to be totally off the screen because I'm going to make this 0% opacity. So that will go from just a nice transition. Let's hop into the prototype tab and we can go ahead and just mock up what we already have so far. So from the splash screen to our first artboard, we want that to be timed. So go ahead and just drag this little trigger over and the trigger will be time. You can make it however long you want. I'm gonna leave it at 2 seconds. I think that's a good amount. And then the transition, just a normal transition, will have a nice little dissolve for 0.3 seconds. Okay, So that one's pretty easy, and make sure when you're doing the time transitions, you have to select the whole artboard instead of just like something in here. Otherwise, time will not show up. So select the whole artboard. Okay, so from this artboard to this artboard, we want to select whatever we're going to be dragging left or right. So that would be this whole card, and that is why I grouped everything first before making a bunch of other cards. So let's select the whole thing, just drag that little trigger over, and the trigger will be drag, the action will be auto animate, and destination is already selected since we dragged it over. Easing, we don't really need anything, so that's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and preview this. I'm gonna press this little play button up here, and that was too fast since it was timed. Okay, so it's on a time of 2 seconds. It kind of fades away. The fade was a little slow, so I might change that. And then we just drag this over, and you'll see we've got auto animate is working as magic. The other thing we want to add is we want us to be able to select, yes, the thumbs up or thumbs down. So just giving users another way to do their interactions. So let's select the thumbs up and drag it to the next screen. And we don't want to drag on this one, just a normal tap. We'll do just a normal transition. You could do auto animate too if you wanted. All right, so let's preview that as well. So we've got our time trigger and we select this. I think the drag's a little cooler though. All right, so let's keep going on. So we're gonna go back to our design tab, select everything, and copy and paste it to the next artboard. Let's bring this one, just so we have some variety, bring this one over to the left. And again, we'll bring down the opacity all the way to 0 so we don't see it. We'll do the same exact thing right here. So we're gonna bring this over to the right, or whichever way. If you don't like that name, then bring it over to the left. And bring that down to 0. So now we're on our last card. I mean, you could add as many cards as you want, but I'm just doing 4 for the sake of time. Okay, so now we can go ahead and preview all of those. So again, we've got our time trigger. It takes us from our splash screen to this screen. We can drag this over to the right, drag this over. Why isn't the drag working? Oh, I forgot to actually add these animations. Okay. Let's start from this screen. All right, so we drag this over, drag this to, let's see what that animation was. This may not have been an auto animate. I did tap. So we need to make sure these are all on drag. Drag and the action is auto animate. So don't just assume, like I did, that that's what it would be. Okay, so it should work perfectly now. So we've got our time trigger. Drag this to the right. Maybe this one we don't like. This one we do like. So I do also want to add, very quickly if I can, let's add in between here, or I guess, yeah. Let's say like, okay, we have a match. So to do that, I would just copy this, paste. We want some kind of intermediary like overlay in between the background and perhaps like just another overlay on top that'll tell us, hey, you have a match. So we can add, let's see, a little close button, and then maybe just an illustration that shows us like, hey, this is a match. So let's bring these to the center, and we'll just add some text that says like, you have a match. Super simple, nothing too crazy. Bring that to the center. And this can actually be pretty small since it's not like too much text or anything. And then again, give them another way to get out of this. So let's add a CTA button below. I will make this purple to match the rest of the interface. Bring this up a bit. And then I'll just copy this text. You could save the text to your character styles as well. So I'll bring this up, give this a bit of contrast, make it white, and I'll say like, see the rest of matches or something like that. Perhaps a little bit larger. Make this demi-bold. Okay. Group these two together, and then group all of these together on top. And actually, this one should be on top here. Okay. So let's go ahead and preview what we have so far. And then actually, to get out of this one, we need to drag from the close button to our last artboard, and that will be a tap trigger. Not auto animate, just a normal transition. All right, so I think we've got all our screens. Let's go ahead and preview the whole thing. So we've got our splash screen, brings us to all of our cards that are on top of each other. So we can drag this right, maybe left, right. Oh, we have a match with our partner. Okay, so we've got both thumbs up. We can close it and keep going if we want. So that is a bit about the card animation, how to make some cards using auto animate. So just make sure you stack a bunch of cards on top of each other on the very first artboard. And then from that, you can easily just start removing one on each subsequent artboard. So let's go ahead and Command S to save. And make sure when you're sharing on Behance, you go ahead and add that keyword XD Daily Challenge. So I'll go into my project. I like to usually make a little prototype. So I export the background from XD and I export the prototype from XD separately, and then just bring them both into Premiere and layer them on top of each other to create that. So go into settings and that discoverability tab and make sure you add that keyword XD Daily Challenge so I can find your work and share it and give you feedback. All right. So we've already saved. Let's go ahead and look at some of you guys' work. One of my favorite parts. So I'm just searching XD Daily Challenge and sorting by most recent. I've got a few pulled up over here. This one was so cool. This one's by Nushin. So thanks Nushin for sharing if you're watching. Love your mock-ups here. So this is the one that we did on Friday. Let me make this a bit bigger so we can see, and I'll start it from the beginning. Okay, so we've got, again, this was a smartwatch, a biking app, and I have to turn on my sound so we can hear. Oh, let me go back to the beginning. I don't know if you guys can hear that too well through the mic, but it has sound. So start. Did you hear that? It said turn left. Turn right. Nice job. That's awesome. That is awesome. Great job. And I love the 3D there too. I don't know how you did that, but it looks amazing. Wow. Yeah, no bad feedback really. Maybe the text could be a tad bit larger just because on a smartwatch it might be pretty small. But other than that, this is awesome. Really great job on the auto animate too. Yeah, very cool. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this one's by Caroline. I'm gonna just switch very quickly down here. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, some music too. That was very cool, very funky. Wow.
Turn right, turn left.
Love the music. So upbeat. Awesome job, you guys. You guys are so creative. I love that so much. Okay, maybe one more and then I'm kind of running out of time. So this one's by Juan. Let's see what he's got. So he added a like a little ding sort of. I love that. That's so cute. I love the little honking horn. Guys, these are so creative. Yeah, the sound one was very fun. All right, guys, that is about all the time that we have left for today. Thank you guys all so much for sharing your work and tuning in every day. I'll be back here again at 11:30 Pacific tomorrow. If you have any questions, shoot me a direct message or whatever on Discord, and I'll be doing office hours over there doing feedback on the creative challenges and on portfolio reviews tomorrow and on Thursday at 3 p.m. Central Time. So stay tuned. In about 5 minutes, we've got our 2-hour live stream with Howard Pinsky. So stay tuned for that. Have a great day, guys. Bye.